it is a story in itself to tell that even your own MPL, your own region, thinks this way. It's time to prove them wrong. Let's start with the draft. It's RSG on the play, and Occupy Thrones answering back. Nothing here out of the ordinary. There's the joy and there's the glue. Public enemy number 1.
These heroes have been very, very aggressive. And I think right here, the main win condition, the main thing that a lot of teams are contesting in the drafting phase is that lane pressure. If you can have dominant laning phase, that means you can have a lot of control around the map as well. And that is how you get superior rotations that will get you an edge in that control game.
Yeah, right now looking at the bans, I kind of feel like because of yesterday, Glue might be permanent banned because of how oppressing it is. Even if you have a counter for it, it really doesn't matter. So Glue has been banned. Carry as well has been banned. So this is very interesting because Carry is like an S tier pick for the Gold League. The fact that they banned it out means that they have a different prior for first pick, and they really understand that right now Carry is super strong as a second pick because Carry already prepares herself to counter any kind of tanky hero, so it really doesn't matter. And countering Carry kind of forces you to use like burst mages and an EXP lane that can go to the backline. So for now, RSG looks like they have a very clear idea of the meta. And the way that Occupy is just answering is like, okay, these heroes are too strong, let's just get rid of them.
Well, they go for the Kaja as well here. A lot of wave clear, and of course, a lot of pick-up potential if they want to try and take advantage of RSG and that vulnerable early game we've been talking about. So for RSG, we have to wonder, are they going to try and get something that provides a lot of protection, a lot of safety to ensure that the early game can be mitigated?
I can't put myself in Coach Sander Luca's mind just yet, but I think I know what Coach Mundo's thinking. By banning off the Glue and the Kaja, you're open to split the map because the opponent's team fights are not as strong. Neither are yours. And I think that's very, very in character when it comes to Maro and to a Fury's playstyle. A lot are going to hedge on that main artery in mid. Because again, you can't extend the game if your mid gets pummeled.
Looking at this, I kind of feel like for both teams, whatever their first pick is going to be, it will really set up the tempo for the game. Because right now, RSG, they have the first pick, and I like that you pointed out because Glue and Kaja has been banned. Then the side lanes might be something that Occupy wants to take advantage of. So ban out the Fanny because we saw yesterday that Fanny can be countered. It's not like a sure win if you get a Fanny, but for RSG, they're like, okay, Fanny is so difficult to deal with if you can get the purple buff and then put pressure on the side lane. So right now, being the first pick, in terms of prio, what do you really want as your first win condition? Either damage or engagement. And here it looks like they're playing it a little bit safe by picking up the Fredrin, where it doesn't really reveal too much about what they want to do, but it's very safe.
It's so safe that you can put it in the XP lane, you can put it in the jungle, hell, you can roam with it if you want to, but they answer back Beatrix, putting it in the hands of Gado, so their gold lane is safe.
Ooh.
And they go ahead, Maro, take the show. This is a very conventional way to approach a match.
But now, going to try and go for those engages, those pickoffs, those Wave the Dragon plays with a Fredrin in the mix. It's going to be very difficult, and I think crowd control is a big factor here for both these teams. It can be used by RSG to stave off that aggression, and of course for Occupy Thrones, with enough crowd control, they can make sure that despite RSG's best efforts, they won't be able to escape from the engages.
Something tells me Valentina is off the order, right? It's so safe, like, I have the Way of the Dragon, should be enough for me.
I got to talk about numbers, man, because Chill and Beatrix have been used a few times yesterday, but 0% win rate. Because for now, it looks like whoever's playing the Beatrix, they really favor the Bennett, the bombs that she puts out, and the damage doesn't seem to be enough. And it looks like they're going for an Eve as well as a Lolita. This kind of shows what they're trying to do. I see AoE crowd control, I see AoE damage, and for the side of Occupy, they have someone to lock it down. So if Eve is not careful, she might get kicked into the team fight.
And honestly, I think that...
Oh, that high! All right!
That's the kind of jungler Leo is. Very rarely will you see Leo play a carry
really, Leo?
jungle. Yeah.
Oh.
Leo, like...
Oh, now I know.
Thrones, yeah. A lot of their games hedge on the fact that Leo, Maro, and Fury need to help Gado get to the late game. So this is completely in character, unless they've learned something in the past week. Something new.
This is a big concern though. We've seen that movement speed and slows having a huge weapon. If you can't get to your enemies, then you can't even begin to engage. With a Yves in the picture, especially with such a vulnerable marksman in that Beatrix, there's a possibility that RSG will be able to zone him completely in any of the mid to late game fights.
Yeah, these two alone, the Fredrin and the Lolita, it's gonna be hard for Gado to do anything.
I would say this kind of already shapes out their draft because I'm looking at RSG. It looks like what they want to do is they want to control the river side because a lot of team fights is going to happen there during the turtle fight, during the lord fight. They want to make sure that any kind of river fights they can win because Eve has the perfect range for the fights in river, same as Lolita. And when you compare that to what Occupy is trying to do, it looks like they're kind of setting up for a very, very high damage dealer like a Beatrix, and then everyone else just protect the Beatrix. So it's kind of like a hyper composition where you put all your eggs in one basket. So looking at this, clear win condition, fight in the river or fight as a team. Very easy to execute. And for the side of Occupy, protect the Beatrix and whoever their mid laner their mid laner is going to be.
Yeah.
And then just try to win off of that. And it becomes like, who can execute better?
It's either the Farsa or the Valentina. That's what the mid lane is looking like for Occupy Thrones or a Lilia.
A Khadira, perhaps.
The Lilia looks a little better now given that there's a Lolita on RSG.
That is true. I mean, for RSG right now, they still have yet to secure a gold laner, and they will require some serious DPS if they want to bank everything on the counter engage. Because for the side of Occupy Thrones, they have a lot of crowd control. They can cancel out that Numeron Blast as well. So RSG needs to position very, very carefully if they want to find success.
Yeah, there's a solid 2 picks for CC. So they can scramble. Again, they have the way to buy time. But the question is that going to be enough? Because they just need one more. A marksman. Yeah. Marksman for RSG and they're set.
Actually, looking at RSG, it would be kind of nice for me personally if they just pick up the Valentina. Wait, it's not Van, right? Yeah, pick up the Valentina still as a jungler because now you got Akai's ult, you got Joe's ult.
That's it, worth it.
Yeah, it's just take the Akai, right? Like it's really good right now. And the Xavier has been picked up, and for RSG, they don't have a clear way to dive in the backlines.
Yeah, but
what if they pick up like a Leomord jungle?
They still can, and that would allow them to have a comeback in the late game because I gotta say, Occupy Thrones, very late game centric right now. Unless they snowball so good that they give all of the objectives over to Leo, and then God and Fury just have a fine time just going ahead and taking their lanes, mid and gold.
My concern right now is with the Savior pick, that's a lot of crowd control, kind of. It's a lot of poke damage. But will he get in range to actually do that? Can he even catch up if the members of RSG try and just negate that presence and just move away from the team fight?
About 6 months ago, we tested this in beautiful Kuala Lumpur.
Oh, yes.
The Bulwark actually blocks a lot of what Saber's dropping. So that's a nice interaction. I'm not sure how Occupy is looking to deal with that. But here's the jungler. They have revealed it. Unless it's a switcheroo. We're looking at Fredrin jungle or Martis jungle from RSG.
I would prefer Martis in this situation because you can basically avoid the crowd control coming in from Occupied Thrones and really put pressure on the Xavier because I kind of feel like Xavier can do a lot if space is provided. So their draft is really following what they want to do. They got a Cho, they got the Akai, so if anyone wants to engage, good luck. We have a lot of ways to heal for our damage dealers. But I kind of feel like,
oh, there we go.
You call that the Kadita, so again, like I said, what I'm looking at right now, Occupied Thrones control the map. This is in their keys to victory. Control the map, control the bushes, make sure that no one touches your damage dealers, win the game, profit.
I now eat my words. They have evolved. They have changed. This game can end at about 17, 18 if they do it right. Yes, there is a lot of demand of gold and the XP in the Beatrix and the Savior, but with the Kadita in the hands of Maro, this could just go under.
That is just another factor for RSG to consider, and with the wave clear on the side of Occupy Thrones and the crowd control, they can actually look to have a very dynamic, a very aggressive early game, and you have to wonder, will that aggression be taken into the jungle?
Likely so, because again, between the Akai and the Martis, Lafel, I'm not sure if this is what you're referring to, but it's usually still the Akai's call. That ult overrides whatever Martis is doing.
Yeah, and right now we're going straight into the first game of the day between RSGSG and Occupy Thrones.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep your eyes on Maro. It's the way that this Kadita will behave that will allow Occupy Thrones to, I don't know, beat their inner demons of becoming a late game team and eventually taking form here at M4.
Ooh, the early game is going to be slow as usual, but we have to see where are both junglers going to pass towards, because that will decide how it's going to happen. And of course, the mid lane control is going to be contested from both these players, both these teams, to try and ensure that they have the first move, the first rotation in the game.
Fast clear here for Fury and Maro, but what will the rotation be? Folks, confirmed it is a jungle Martis and then Diablo on the Fredrin in the XP. Oh, this is about to blow up.
Oh, but look at a lot of them actually getting crowd control. Diablo goes in, and Maro taking a bit of damage, but I kind of feel like this is the direction that both teams want to go. Control the mid, control the riverside, because you want some kind of advantage going into the turtle fight.
Well, we have to see. I mean, both teams, they're trying their best to actually get a lead first, because before the turtle actually spawns. Later on, they can use that to try and get a bit of a play, a bit of a lead in numbers and HP bars, and that is what will allow them to get a very guaranteed objective take.
So far, about a minute and a half in, and we are still at 50-50. Equilibrium gold. Very little difference here. 150, 30 between each. And even the maximum matchup, look at this, Arashi. It's still Gado and Babycakes waiting for that big rotation.
Usually you see that the Beatrix has a bit of an edge in the laning phase, but again, it's always a skill matchup. As you can see, Overthrow is going for a big play, but Lolzy is forced to use that flicker defensively. That will mean that it won't be up for the play in the turtle, coming up now in 9 seconds.
For me personally, that was super necessary because that was a very, very good catch. But right now, Leo, I kind of feel like he already showed his face. And Diablo right now attacking Leo. Leo is going very, very low. And first blood onto Bray.
The Decimate doing work.
That's a lot of damage, and unexpectedly, RSG are the ones aggressing, and now with the members' advantage, their triggers are kind of low, so they're taking it a bit slow, and right now, it just seems like the patience we've been talking about is showing again for RSG.
Yep, RSG just knows how this dance goes, and the clapback from Occupy Thrones is Maro doing his best to keep things under control. He's trying to reset or hold back the turtle so that RSG doesn't convert as quick. I wonder if they can still catch up because look, purple for Leo. Can they stop Bray?
Ooh, Maro goes in with the rough waves as well though. The Rune Collision is being used by the side of RSG, but the turtle will be picked up by Bray. Right now, they're trying their best, but that will be RSG taking out 2 members from the side of Occupy Thrones, and Bray is still not letting Leo off. That will be a very decisive fight for RSG.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate because Hulk, he actually went in, but there was hesitation. He could have caught anyone, but he was like, I don't know which target I want to focus on. And then he was heavily punished. Now, I like teams with aggression, but actually, I like how RSG is playing this. It looks like they understand. They don't have to put their foot on the metal. It's like, we can take it slightly slow because we know that Occupy will be the one to engage. We just wait.
It's controlled aggression, but will they catch Babycakes up top?
Ooh, the snipe barely misses Babycakes. He is able to escape. Purify has been used, so the members from Occupy Thrones can look for a bit of follow-up. For now, it won't be happening.
No harm, no foul. As long as Babycakes is not dying, these early game Purifies are worth it.
Yeah, but right now it looks like Occupy Thrones, they're kind of like trying to set something up here at the marksman lane. And they're kind of like taking it very slow because RSG is already here and Lolzy tries to engage. Looks like both teams are waiting for a sign of weakness from each other.
Oh,
look at that Babycakes!
Maro goes in with that rough waves and the Petrify as well, but Babycakes is still able to survive. Definitely not the outcome that Occupy Thrones want.
All right, folks, real quick, that is not attack and defense that our tanks are rocking. That's actually concussive blast.
It's just like a blast in the past, you know. Like some people really miss the design of attack and defense. I'm one of those guys, but we got to move forward.
You just like how it looks like.
I just like how it looks. And right now, RSG, it looks like they have a 1.4 goal lead. Babycakes just finished his Demon Hunter sword. And the thing about Claude is, in the test servers, he was too strong that they had to nerf him. So I'm really looking forward to see how RSG is going to execute on this. And it looks like a kick is going to happen.
Diablo gets engaged on, but now he is alone. He is actually holding his ground against 2 members from Occupy Thrones. And that'll be a lot of resources burnt before the turtle is even up.
Again, you see here that either hesitation or a communication gap between them because Maro was so far off.
Exactly, yeah. It looked like it was a prime opportunity to get a punish, and Leo is taking a lot of damage, Leo.
Diablo goes in with the Appraiser's Wrath, but now it does seem like Occupy Thrones will be forced to back away from the turtle.
Oh, you meant me. But still,
I'm sorry.
That's about 100% turtle take rate for RSG. They are in control of the map. And again, Occupy Thrones, they tried in the draft to show us that, hey, we're not that late game team anymore. But they seem like they're out of their element.
in my personal opinion, they gotta talk to each other, because right now it's like everyone has their own plan of doing what was gonna happen next, but no one's really on the same page. And going up against RSG, that's not what you want to see. If they are comfortable in the late game, then try to farm up as much as you can. Wait for 7 minutes. Try to see if you can fight the Lord, and if you can't fight, then find some kind of farm. Because looking at the items here, Beatrix is starting off with a corrosion scythe, which is kind of odd because usually we see the Blade of Despair first.
You see a bit of a duo in the XP lane, though.
The fighting game down there.
Exactly. But Lolzy has been very active in just making sure that his team has some vision, has some security, and that allows Babycakes to be farming really well. But now he might just pay the price. What is being used, but the Blazing Duet is being used by Babycakes to try and turn back the aggression. He's getting very, very low. But 505 with the reward manipulation, barely out of range though. Members from Occupy Thrones just trying to survive under the turret, trying to find shelter. That will be the Dawning Light being used onto Bray, as RSG are trying to make sure that they seal the deal, but they won't be able to. Everyone's so low, but they're able to escape.
Oh Lord, the Fury literally at 1 HP. 1 HP, Grandma, and he's about to go home, and they're not letting go. 405!
Wow.
He was like, I'm not letting you guys through. I see all of the small HPs going around. Grandma is like, no. You're not going home. If you're going home, I'm sending you home. 505. Lozi goes in.
Ooh, no that's being used as well, but Gado will be taken out without any issue. Maro tries to turn back the aggression. Unfortunately, he is the one caught right now in the real-world manipulation. Rosway is being used to escape from this death trap between 3 members. It does seem like actually it's turn around. 505 gets taken out because Leo comes in with the heavy spin, and that will be Occupy Thrones finding some success.
It looks like RSG, they overstayed their welcome because Leo had so much time to rotate to that lane and actually make a difference. RSG right now have a very, very good turn for themselves because it's 2.6k. They have a lot of map pressure. Right now, they just don't make mistakes because Babycakes, I would say right now, he can join the fight. He has a lot of damage. RSG, they can take advantage of Occupy Thrones being a little bit behind. 2.4k, that's a lot.
Yeah, right there. That's how you see it, right? Babycakes goes in with the BMI and threatening God. Oh no, God is in trouble.
He's very, very low. The Nuan Blast does not land on him, but the Blazing Duet will secure his fate. And on the other side, that is also RSG pulling the trigger. Diablo picking up a kill onto Maro as well. Occupy Thrones. They're just getting caught in these weird fights.
Yeah, 3 different battlefields. The turtle, near the jungle, and then that gold lane. All losses for Occupy Thrones. And look at the conversion. Babycakes all about business.
Yeah, the thing is, Occupy Thrones, they tried to attack Bray, but Bray is barely feeling it. That's the jungler. And if they can't take down Bray, if they can't take down Diablo, Lolzy is not looking good because, again, their main win condition is the damage on Gado, on Fury, but they're not being able to dish out damage.
Purple is being contested, and Bray will be picking it up, but actually Maro won't be able to deal enough damage. Diablo just taking in everything in the front. Heavy spin being used to take him back all the way to the back. Occupy Thrones finally secure a kill, but that is so much time.
Straight up, they changed Diablo's zip code, bro. From Singapore to Jakarta. You see how far he went?
All the way to the second turret. That is insane, but actually they're not just over yet. Bray will be jumped on, and Occupy Thrones finally find some measure of success, but if they take that long to take out the tank, that's going to be a very difficult situation.
I feel like this is something that we can touch on a little bit more in the post-game analysis because I want to look at the itemization because if you want to play it for the early game, you have a different itemization. If you want to skill, it's a different kind of itemization. For now, Occupy Thrones, they're really trying to skill. And I think RSG, they realize like, your items is not good for this stage of the game. I'm going to punish this. We're going to go to your lane and you try to kill Bray. You try to kill Diablo. Diablo went in. Every single member of Occupy Thrones plus the turret was necessary to take him down.
Oh, can they take down Lolzy?
Maro going in with that rough waves as well, but look at the damage. It's so negligible at this point. And just like that, the aggression has been stopped.
I'm waiting on Fury. There's a lot of promise in the way Fury's throwing those beams. I think there's something here.
I kind of feel like right now it's just the difference of gold because right now it's 4,000 gold and 4,000 gold roughly translates to like 1.5 items. So if he's 1.5 item behind, it's not looking good. At this point, they got to wait till level 15 with like 3 core items and then they can really dish out the damage because right now, if they try to fight this Lord, I think there is a possibility of getting a wipeout.
for sure. If they engage poorly here, the big AoE composition will be dangerous, but Breath of the Ocean being used, it only lands on Diablo, not the intended target, and Leo now will be the one caught out. Movement of Best does not land though, unfortunately for Lolzy, as in the back line, Hulk actually jumps in and tries to deal with 3 members at the same time, but it's just so sporadic all over the place, as Marrow is so far the only casualty, and RSG will be able to take the Lord, but at the cost of 505. Gado though, only alone, trying to make the best of the situation. He is taken out though.
There's a lot of good concepts that OT, Occupy Thrones, are putting on the table, but it looks like they just can't find the timing and the execution to make it all work together.
Well, right now, at 10 minutes, Fury77 just finished his Lightning Truncheon. And all of you mages, you guys realize when you have the Clock of Destiny and the Lightning Truncheon, that's a big damage spike. But this is 10 minutes, so that's why during the Lord fight, they tried, but it looked like it wasn't enough.
Both those items got buffed recently.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. So
But
Fury
you know, it's like bad just now, but it's getting better now.
Yep.
It's getting much better, so because that's the only advantage they have right now. That range, the snipe and the Dawning Light as well, that is what they can use to try and get an advantage before the fight begins, unless RSG are the ones engaging and going aggressively to the front.
Yeah, it's come to the point where RSG are so confident that they're starting to take jungle. They're gonna choke out Leo, choke out Gado.
Oh, that's a bit of the ocean, but the Roughers will come out. That is Maro taken out. What a disaster. Now at a 4v5 situation, they have to defend against the Lord.
And this is a base Lord, right? Number 1 Lord, they got it, what, about a minute and a half ago? I'm expecting at least 1 inhibitor.
Leo already pushing forward, trying to zone away, try and buy some time for the rest of the members to try and clear. It won't be enough though, the tower gets taken out, and just like that, RSG, they know their limits, they exert patience yet again, and it's as calculated as planned for them.
Honestly, with just an Elemental Lord, you already knocked down one of the inhibitors. That is actually quite a big deal.
Yeah.
RG right now, 8,000 gold ahead, and Baby Cakes just finished his Wind of Nature, making it so that he can actually take some kind of engages from Gado as well as Hulk. But
And survive. I think it's a lot to say that, yeah, base Lord, and then you get an inhibitor. They actually also pop the shields on mid and bot.
Oh my, I didn't even realize that.
So the next waves that come in are threats to Occupy Thrones.
That's a dangerous situation for sure, and now they have no control in their jungle, because Diablo, he can do whatever he wants. He is somewhat untouchable in the front because Gado, he went for the corrosion scythe. It's not exactly the ideal item, but Hulk now is the one being jumped on.
Yeah,
Sigma
male Singaporean mindset.
Yeah.
I just go around, this is it.
Yeah, looking at advance just now, they're excited because, yeah, RSG is looking very, very good. Whereas Occupy Thrones, this is starting to get towards their comfort zone because, like you said, they could do something at 17, 18 minutes. It's reaching there. Once it happens, there is a possibility of getting this game back in their own wave.
But right now we have to be glass half full kind of people. Because the early game into the mid game, 10-4, 8k ahead, are not ideal for this lineup.
And you think about it, Occupy Thrones have a Kadita as well, and if the Kadita isn't doing well, that threat is just so far diminished. No one from RSG is that scared of this Kadita pickup potential.
Yeah, in simple terms, the CC isn't matching the amount of damage that's being dealt. So they have to reconcile that.
So right now, RG, with a very, very good advantage, they really should force out this Lord. If Occupy wants to fight for it, great, amazing. Because especially with the Wind of Nature, he could just go in, try to catch Gado as well as Fury77, because once they're gone, they legit don't have the care. They can force it out. And it looks like Occupy Thrones, they understand this. They let this go, and only Gado is down in the bottom side of the map trying to get any kind of farm that he can.
That was their first turret, by the way.
That's the first for everything, you know, so that's, yeah, meaningful, yeah.
It's a 14-minute turret, so Occupy Thrones not having a good time, and RSG, they are not showing any chances of allowing them an easier game, but Ray here goes for a bit of a play. Unfortunately, Hulk is just denied at every single turn.
All right, Lafel, you were looking for the items.
Yeah, I'm looking at the items, and I want to talk a lot about Beatrix after the game, because even though the new patch has happened, Corrosion Scythe, big buff, Golden Staff, big buff as well, but Beatrix base, the way that she works is basically every single attack any weapon scales with her total physical attack.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the build she builds right now doesn't have a lot of physical attack, so the damage is less.
Oh! Leo in the front alone with the heavy spin, actually able to escape. But look at there, Baby Cakes going in the back line, just zoning everyone away from the Lord, from the turrets as well. Just like that, with one single ultimate, Occupy Thrones are pushed back away, but RSG are not done just yet. But the Way of the Dragon is being used. That might be the first pick off. That is a shutdown picked up by Marrow. Golden Staff picked up by Gado in the midst of that fight.
All right, you know what? Glass half full moment.
Yeah.
That was a good defense by Occupy Thrones. They baited out those ults from RSG.
Hey, sometimes we gotta trust our own instincts, man. Like, it could happen because, again, World Championship right now, because now Occupy Thrones, they're starting to scale up. Although, I gotta be critical in saying it was more of RSG kind of overcommitting rather than Occupy Thrones really catching their mistakes.
Yeah, are they looking for a concealed play? What is this?
Ooh, Hawk just comes in and says hi to
Hello.
Lolzy here.
Hi.
Oh, Baby Cakes interrupts it. The stun is being used as well. Hawk gets chunked very low. RSG with no pleasantries in the Land of Dawn.
Lolzy said hi, and Baby K is like, high five.
To your face.
To your face.
With guns.
With a chair.
And my friend Dexter.
Well, that was a shutdown picked up by Occupy Thrones earlier, so this might be just the breath of fresh air they need to try and mount a comeback.
It helps Fury and Gado catch up. I guess that's what explains them for being in at least the upper half of the player gold stats.
Yeah, right now, like, a lot of things that I'm watching here, like just now, Gado is like number 5 in terms of the amount of gold that he is able to collect, which is not what you want to see from your gold laner. You want to see at least like top 3, right?
Yeah.
And then look at this. Even the damage dealt. Fury's doing good. Fury's doing good. So now he's scaling up. Now it's looking like, okay, there's hope. There is hope.
The hope of Mena. That's Fury.
Oh, but Bray though, no hope available. 1v4 in the jungle of Occupy Thrones. And now RSG try and trade back. Leo though is still alive! And the Breath of the Ocean being used. 2 people getting knocked up. But now it's just sporadic. Diablo is still alive in the front lane. 505 with the Root Manipulation, trying to just trade back that damage. And Gado will fall as a result. Baby Cakes chasing something else. But that is a 1-for-1 after such a long turn. That is a jungle for the gold lane though.
Okay, so RSG, now they got to slow down because they've made some mistakes there.
Yeah.
Baby Cakes, honestly, was playing very, very well. He guided a lot of the damage coming in from Occupy, but Break coming in alone, like, maybe that's not the best idea you want to do, especially in the late game, because you got to put into consideration that once you get to the late game, it takes more time for you to respond back into the Land of Dawn. Looking at the replay right here, I want everyone to look where Baby Cakes, he tried to dish out the damage with his ult, but instantly got knocked up. Hawk, in my opinion, he shouldn't be that far ahead alone, because even if he does get in range, he's able to get the Way of the Dragon. It doesn't put them in a position where they can really take anything.
They're going again.
They're still going, and Maro now is the one trying to initiate the play Breath of the Ocean, but the rough waves won't be enough. Wolsey is still barely alive, 1 HP, and Leo will be the victim, and Occupy Thrones, they lose one for nothing.
And that's clean. Again, RSG, they got the last 2 major plays and major blunders that they had, and they made up for it. Redemption almost instantly.
Yeah, right now, looking at the lore, this is a Luminous lore, so it's going to hit a little bit harder coming up in the top side of the map. So RSG, they got to manage their waves very, very well. They got to make sure all 3 lanes are crashing at the same time. Right now, it kind of looks like they're a little bit behind because Lord is already pushing, so they got to push it a little bit for the bottom side of the map.
Yep, got to rush it. And just to say, they could have done better if they waited like maybe 10, 15 more seconds. This would have been an evolved Lord with the static just going around, makes an easier wipe. And look, God is going to defend. Occupy Thrones still in this.
They just take out the Lord, but the empowered waves are still coming in as Baby Cakes will be able to secure the bottom side base turret. Diablo going in for the engage onto Maro, people. Engage on the engage tool, and it works. Leo has used the heavy spin right now, and RSG, they have all the tools available, all the ultimates still ready for this next tower take.
This is what Akai is so annoying. This is why Akai is so annoying, because it looks like RSG, they really want to go. They really want to end this right here, right now. But every single time Diablo or Bray tries to engage something, Akai's just going to push them away. Either push them away or push them towards his own base. So right now, RSG, they really want to make sure Lolzy catches this.
Oh, Aluminum Blast with the flicker being used by Lolzy. And Leo, despite his best efforts, will be pushed away. Baby Cakes taken very low, though, shut down by Gado. And now Leo is able to survive from that very aggressive play. It's a 1-for-0 yet again for Occupy Thrones.
Leo was on a tightrope. He was on the edge there. Could have sworn he was going to die, especially since he doesn't have the ult. Now he just got it. I was going to say, depending on how much CDR he has, it
Maru
could make a
comes in.
difference. Bray!
Leo with the heavy spin will catch Bray out. That's the Immortal being popped for nothing. That is unfortunate. And now with a 50-second death timer, Occupy Thrones have a window.
Dude, I gotta say, man, like our 18, 19-minute timers, like, we know what we're talking about.
From the future.
And right now, Occupy Thrones, they have the items that they need. They're
Oh,
forcing
no.
it down mid. Hulk went back, trying to make sure that no backdoor shenanigans will happen with the minions. So right now, RSG, they gotta make sure that Leo is taken care of because Akai, whenever he's so strong, gets banned. Now, not banned, getting picked less and less. But remind us again why it's so annoying. Even when you're losing, you can win.
Yeah, no, it's I'd say one of those absolutes in the world of Mobile Legends. If you don't have the Purify, that heavy spin is going to make all the difference.
Or flicker, honestly, because you can still flicker out even if he pins you down. But the timing is key. Speaking of timing, the Lord is here. If RSG can secure the Lord, and this time make sure that all 3 lanes crashes at the same time, it's good. But it looks like Occupy, they're starting to fight.
Oh, yo. RSG, this is a clean go.
Oh, look at Gado. He's so far in front, but it actually isn't going to be working out for them. Maru gets taken out as well. That is 2 of the main carries taken out. RSG Singapore out of nowhere, just getting such a good advantage. Occupy Thrones caught off position.
Why was Gado there, man?
I know.
I mean, like, it's okay if he's there, if you got positions on the map to make sure that he sees what's coming, but it did not happen.
Not just why was Gado there, but I think it was all RSG because Occupy Thrones, they had Hulk all the way up in the base. It was a 4v5 to begin with.
They just steamrolled right over him, and that is just unfortunate. They need to play the front to back a lot more neatly, especially because Fury and Gado, they are relied on to provide the DPS, because without them, Diablo and Bri can just do whatever they want.
Right now, looking at, because this is an evolved Lord, it looks like RSG, they're not trying to crash all 3 lanes together. They're just going to move with the Lord, get the buff, and try to end it now. Diablo engages.
He gets a big taunt onto 2 members, but he is forced with the heavy spin, but he actually goes with the truncheon, and now it's chaos in front of the base of Occupy Thrones. It seems that RSG is going for the fight first, not straight for the base. It's very, very close though, and Occupy Thrones actually are starting to pick up some kills, but unfortunately, that will be the base taken out by RSG.